Hello, I'm Sergeant Constable Detective Officer Peter Pisspot from Twat Valley Police. Whilst we were all pleased to hear positive news from the government yesterday regarding the gradual easing of COVID restrictions in the months ahead, I would like to remind you all that for the time being, lockdown measures remain in place. Don't jump the gun, don't get carried away, because this pandemic is not over yet. Obviously, we all want our freedom back, and as a police officer, I take no pride or pleasure in imposing rules and regulations and dictating what individuals can and can't do. Nonetheless, the fact of the matter is, you're all still in total lockdown for the next 2.5 weeks until schools go back, and it will be another 4 months until any real semblance of normality returns to your lives according to the government's timetable, which of course could change and be retracted if infection rates start to go back up. The wearing of face masks will of course continue for the foreseeable future, possibly forever, and in due course vaccination passports will be introduced by the government, which you will be obliged to carry about with you at all times, and you may be stopped and subjected to random checks of your documentation by myself and my fellow officers whenever we bloody well feel like it. Call it repressive, call it tyrannical, call it fascistic. I mean, it is all of those things, but in the aftermath of a catastrophic natural disaster on the scale of this pandemic, with all the damage it's done to the economy and people's lives, the only appropriate response is to resort to totalitarianism. I hope you can all understand that, and I hope we can work together to make sure that your lives remain as controlled and restricted as possible. Let me be clear, we have had good news from the government. We are seeing progress in our battle against this pandemic, and I don't want to put a dampener on that. Nonetheless, don't expect to have your civil liberties back anytime soon. You gave them up far too easily, and we're not giving them back to you without a fucking fight.